See if you can buy her out of the house or vice versa. Married women with no strings attached, oh my god. Divorce drama? Not so much. You owe it to your kids to be there for them. Reddit stories.
Struggling to detach myself. I 37 found out that my wife 38 of 18 months. COVID has made for a fun honeymoon period. Has had a physical affair with a colleague about 2 weeks ago. Been together 7 years. We don't have kids together, but each have 2 kids from previous relationships who we co-parent. My initial response, having been cheated on in a previous marriage, was to tell her we were done and nothing could change that. It was a firm rule I set out when we started our relationship. I know I struggle with trust, and hoped that she'd have the respect to tell me if she wasn't happy. That would have made separation much easier, for me at least. I had suspicions that she'd been texting a guy from work too. Much and raised it a couple of months ago, but it was brushed off as nothing. He's her deputy manager, she needs to stay in touch, etc. I was suspicious but didn't want to be paranoid. A few weeks ago her behavior changed. She would never know where her phone was in the past. We'd have to call it to figure out which cushion it was behind. But suddenly it never left her hand. It was under her pillow at night. I'm a heavy sleeper and snore, so for a few months I've slept in another room so as not to keep her, a light sleeper, awake. I know. I'm a keeper clearly. I was again suspicious but tried to ignore it. Anyway, I got a chance to check her phone one day, which I would never typically do. I hated myself for doing it but convinced myself there were enough signs to justify it. Turns out she was sleeping with the deputy boss and had been for a couple of weeks. Clearly this must have been an emotional affair for a period to lead to this. Now I feel like a fool and so weak. I'm struggling to accept that I'm second best. In her own words, I couldn't be a better husband, but we clash over each other's kids. I've gone from wanting to kick her out to trying to apologize for my own shortcomings and asking what I can do to be better. I know I'm taking responsibility for her wrongdoing, but I'm finding it much easier to beat up on myself than her. I'm in the UK, and from what I know, the legal situation is different to the US in that regardless of infidelity she's entitled to half of everything. Unfortunately, despite me being on a pretty good salary, we're in about 50k of debt which will take a couple of years to clear. The plan is to coexist in the house, which in need of renovation. I'm doing the work, until the debt is paid. The house is finished and sold in the region of 2 to 3 years. I'm not sure my mental health can cope for that length of time. I don't have any family, so I feel like I've lost my only support. She's continuing her relationship with her colleague and is at his house overnight at least twice per week. I can't sleep when she's gone, so I'm resorting to sleeping pills. I realize I probably sound really weak and sorry for myself. I'm trying to gather myself and figure out my options to put some distance between us. But the finances mean that's challenging right now. If you've read this far, thank you. I think I wrote this mainly to process what's going on, but any comments are appreciated, even if they just tell me to harden up.
Reddit stories.
Get the ball rolling on divorce as fast as possible. It's gonna take some time to go through the legal process, so you've got time to work the details. Separate your finances. Immediately. That includes phone plans and everything. Do not pay her a single dime of money. Not a dime. In the interim, look up both the 180 and the Grey Rock treatments. Enact one of them, don't half-ass it. Choose one and go all in. I don't know how infidelity shit works across the pond, but if evidence will help you in the divorce, get it. As much as possible. You can certainly separate in the same house, but it's gonna take you finding your spine to make it go easy. The easy way. Don't be home. If you're home, don't be available. Like, at all. No conversation, no discussions, your answers from here on out are yes, no, maybe, nothing else. Don't be a babysitter while she heads out for overnight stays with her boss. When she walks in the door, walk out and go do whatever you want, for as long as you want. Do not tell her where you're going or when you'll be back. Tell her exactly nothing. Here's the important part. Do all of the above, being a pouty wreck. Be extraordinarily stoic. You must act like everything is fantastic in your world. And she doesn't really exist beyond being a strange woman you happen to share a house with. Do this thing immediately, bro. And keep reading and researching what to expect next, and how to handle your mess. You need to understand that your marriage is likely over. And act accordingly and swiftly. Her still being in the affair can benefit you in the divorce. She is no longer an ally of yours, she's a combatant, act accordingly. Also, check up on her company policy of employees having affair with their bosses. If it's forbidden, hang on to that in for now. It will come in handy in due course. Also prepare to tell her family and friends. That will need to be done. Be quickly, before she makes you out to be the bad guy to them.
Reddit stories. Please read Leave a Cheater, Gain a Life by Shorn and read Chunklady. Come. See an attorney and find out that best way to get out of your marriage. Will she have to assume half of the debt? Too bad, too bad. You do not share any children, so at this point it's a clean break. See if you can buy her out of the house or vice versa. Married women with no strings attached, oh my god. Divorce drama? Not so much. You owe it to your kids to be there for them. Your wife has chosen to take herself out of the marriage. You can do far better. See an attorney and kick the cow to the curb. If she can't even meet the minimum requirements of wifing fidelity, then what good is she? I'm very sorry this happened to you, but you need to speak with an attorney and a financial planner or accountant to see where you stand. You married a defective, entitled, corrupt person. That's on her. Wait till the anger hits and you move past the shock phase. You do not want to be around her when that happens. Get STD tested too. All the best. Reddit stories.
Thank you so much everybody for your words of encouragement, advice, and motivation. I already feel a sense of hope that I didn't when initially writing this. I've made contact with my financial advisor and a local solicitor. My plan is to get this done ASAP. If it means she pays her half of the debt from equity in the home, then all the better. I can rebuild and bounce back emotionally and financially from this. Thanks again everyone. This is a fantastic community.
Reddit stories.